Hi, I'm Shar with Edge of the Mirror. I'm going to make some shorts as a series on the concept of connection over content. And this is our first short in the series, and it's just an intro. I have many backed up already to, I have the audio. I have to put it with video and put them up. And then I'm going to make a longer recording to summarize and add some practices on how to refocus where our attention's coming from in any number of situations. So connection over content is simple, but it can be very challenging. It simply means that I no longer desire, wish to project an importance upon the content that my story mind is telling me over the connection that I'm desiring to create with another or myself or with a relationship of money, finances, health and wellness, business, creativity. You see, when we connect to the content, we end up in obsessive mind. We end up in worry and anxiety. And often that's where we're used to living, and we're used to puzzling our way out. And I have discovered over the last 3 years a very powerful way of getting out. But it takes a lot of practice. So whenever I start to tell people about this, if I can, I like to point to the fact that they need a willing partner to practice with. So invite one of your friends, invite somebody that you trust already to work on this connection over content. What does it mean to connect over the content? Well, it means that I'm going to put my love and compassion about the other before my thoughts and judgments and beliefs about the other. I'm going to step back from my projections of story and lean into who's actually in front of me or the situation that's really there. What are they really saying? What are they feeling? It doesn't matter if I don't agree with it. Learn something about the person in front of you. Learn something about yourself in front of a situation or another human being. Connect over the content. This doesn't mean we're not going to work on the content or share the content, but we're going to reframe our importance. We're going to make sure that we are connected and in a coherent state of connection before we discuss the content. I do understand how difficult this can be, especially with those who do not know how to communicate at all. So this is why you need somebody to practice with who you already trust. And if this is something enough people are interested in, I might do a Zoom session with it and guide people through questions. But we'll see how that goes. There's got to be enough of a desire to have that. So if these little shorts do not get you any answers or clarity about this, leave comments, please, and ask questions. But more than anything, tell me if you would like a Zoom session class to go over this with. It would be a small fee, not anything that would break anybody's wallets really, but enough to help me cover the cost of Zoom. So connection over content means that I'm already ready to go head forth into connecting with life and myself. That also means that I'm going to be willing to stop avoiding others and stop avoiding situations and connect instead. Because avoidance and habituated procrastination are disconnection in disguise. So in order to put connection over content, we need to be able to put aside the ways that we get in our own way of communication. So, what I have discovered is there's a really cool way of doing this that is actually quite quick. And you just stop and you breathe. A very aware breath. Just pull all the awareness into the breath. Be the breath. Be the breathing. Notice that you are being breathed. The breath and you are one thing. So connect to the breath first. It will help calm down your nervous system. It will help calm down the story of content. And it will help you open to more connection, even though that can be very scary. You don't have to open to a football field, just try an inch. This first times we start practicing these techniques and these tools, they can be scary and they can be challenging, and we might find ourselves in a lot of resistance, and that's okay. But please keep practicing. The resistance, the no, that's the part that's afraid to grow and expand, because everything that it's known has not really prepared it for this, at least that's the belief. And there's probably a very defensive self that wants its content heard more than connection. My content is important, and I don't want to connect first. I want them to connect to my content. I've heard that argument a lot. My answer is, nobody's going to really connect to your content until you connect to them. Make the connection the most important thing so that you are heard and so that they're heard. Connection isn't about being right or wrong. Connection is about remaining open in order that right or wrong cannot disrupt the connection. We don't want distortion. We want honest connection and deep, honest connection. So if this has intrigued you, if it has made you go, stick around, because I'm going to have quite a few of these shorts over connection over content. And some of them will be silly, and some will be fun, and some will have some techniques. But they're all going to be 10 minutes or less, so they're not going to take a lot of time for you to have to sit down and really study for a while. We know our couch session videos can be a bit long, but that's what those are for. But that's not all that we have here. So stick around for more connection over content.